Now we will transition and talk about biotechnology. The first stakeholder type that we'll cover is the pharmaceutical sector. Now on the left, we have a diagram that represents the development process of any given pharmaceutical product or any drug from the discovery phase all the way into its commercialization and launch. So first step is drug discovery, followed by preclinical testing, which is pertaining to tissue and non-human animal trials. The next step is clinical trials, both for phase 1, 2, and 3. These trials get larger as they progress, with the largest phase 3 trials comprising of several hundreds or thousands of patients. After clinical trials, they have to undergo regulatory approval. In the United States, that's by the FDA. After approval is given, they're able to commercialize, and that commercialization process covers everything from the production and distribution of these drugs all the way up through patient uptake. And that's followed by real-world evidence and safety monitoring data that's continued to be collected over the lifetime of any given drug. On the right, prescription drugs are a $370 billion sector in the United States. The fastest growing segment within the prescription drug sector is specialty drugs. That includes biologics, immunotherapies, CAR-Ts, and gene therapies, in many ways because they're very innovative and these are very expensive drugs as well. There are many employment opportunities related to clinical trials and real-world evidence generation. Clinical trials are conducted by pharmaceutical companies and universities, as well as some other stakeholders. And phase 3 trials, the largest type of trials, can run for several years across hundreds or thousands of patients. Some opportunities for employment also exist with drug commercialization, which again covers production, distribution, all the way through patient uptake. One part of drug commercialization that is very important is information and support to physician prescribers, as well as quality and safety monitoring of the drug development process. Next, we'll talk about the medical device sector. On the left, you'll see a diagram very similar to that for pharmaceuticals. There's research, product development, product testing, regulatory approval if needed, followed by commercialization. This process tends to be a little simpler than for pharmaceuticals, which undergo more rigorous trials for the most part, but there is still a fair amount of help that's necessary and a fair amount of opportunities for employment related to product testing and commercialization for medical devices. Just to give you an idea, medical devices include anything from dental equipment to electromedical equipment to in vitro diagnostics, imaging devices, surgical and medical instruments, and surgical appliances and supplies. It is about a $150 to $200 billion sector within the US health system, and there are several employment opportunities, again, as we covered, on product testing and commercialization. That wraps up our discussion of the three main stakeholders that patients interact with.